Hello, hello. Let's start for the day. Uh, what I want to do is go over FLNC again. We're going to go through it all over. Because the session was simply so bad, I was confused the entire time. I have no idea why you posted the video. But you can see how difficult trading really is. Uh, wait, why didn't this update? Never mind. Yesterday I pushed out a new update which replaced these buttons with a drop-down menu. It's going to take a while to so it downloads and then installs. Okay, so I want to go through FLNC again. I'm going to give you how do I put it? Realistic narrative of how the stock's price action should have been interpreted. That's what I want to say. It's this stock was nothing like Qubit, and I'm tempted to just move on from it, but that's a mistake. We have to when we encounter a difficult day like this, we have to analyze it. And as it happens, analysis is not easy. In particular, I've been trying quantitative analysis with for the past few months, and it turns out even that isn't very useful. Regardless of whether you use a computer or just your brain to put some kind of story on the price action, you still don't have any guarantee that it is correct. And in particular, with quantitative analysis, it's you can only really test simple rules. It's kind of it's actually pretty hard to test a complex system. So what you're actually watching in this series is my other attempt at actually making sense of the market in a qualitative manner. I created this replay simulator, and we can use it to gather insight. Okay, first of all, unlike before where we set the tick size to 2, we're going to set the tick size to 5. This stock has a very wide spread, and it's actually confusing to use a small tick size. Yesterday, after we closed the session, I actually replayed the FLNC from start to finish and went over it on my own without being distracted by the screencast. And this allowed me to just purely focus on the tape. And when you're going through a stock the second time around, you can kind of pick up on things that you missed the first time. And part of the reason why I picked up on them is because I lowered the spread. I mean, I increased the tick size. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so we want to buy when there is a large demand. And how do we know that there is large demand? Well, an easy way to know is that a large order gets taken out far above the market. That's showing us that there is real demand and that this isn't just some kind of how do I say it? Spray. Oh, okay, let's try putting order here. Wow, it really did go a lot. So you cannot, you can be tempted to chase. I don't know. My rule actually says that I should be entering right away. Like, let's try putting it here. Okay, we got in. After today's after today's recording is done, I'm going to change some of the rules for how the limit orders get filled. So they all work like midpoint trades. Right now, I've noticed during yesterday's session that it's actually pretty difficult to play some of these breakouts because of how the replay simulator fills its orders. It only fills them on market orders, and we have no capability to actually consume the resting orders in the order book. That's a problem for some of these breakouts. They break away very quickly, and we don't actually have liquidity in the replay simulator to get filled, even though there is liquidity in the order book. So we now have this went from yesterday. I found the price action very confusing. Like it was constantly going up and down about the key level of 25. Kind of goes dips below, goes above. We kind of I got stopped out so many times trying to play this like a hold. Instead, it's just way better to. We know there's huge volume, so it's actually better to hold for a while, unless the price goes down drastically, like below 25. I mean 24.5, and maybe even back to 24. Then we're safe. Given how volatile the stock is, it's kind of reasonable to just take a small position and then hold it. So huge volume here. The only thing we should really be afraid of is if the tape really slows down. That would indicate a lack of demand on the upside. So let me just pause for a bit. During when I was doing quantitative analysis, I did various tests around volume, and while I couldn't really get a tangible edge playing breakouts, what I did discover is that if you can anticipate volume, like volume in the future on these gap ups, like if somebody give you a gap up and then say to you that this day will have R-wall of 3, 4, 5, 6, you could get a good sense of what the profit factor of going long on such a day would be. Volume during days like this, it tends to be buying demand and not selling demand. It's a bit different on gap downs. On gap downs, it's kind of, how do I put it? The profit factor of being able to predict the volume on the first day, on the gap down day of a stock in play like this, it's very low actually compared to being able to predict volume on a gap up. It has a profit factor of 1.3, so it's basically insignificant. But what's really good is the day 2 of gap downs. If you have a gap down day, and then in the following day you have high volume, that's a profit factor of 3, which is actually the highest edge on the short side that you could get. So the lesson from that analysis is to not short on the first day, but to actually only do the second day plays on the short side. Of course, right now it doesn't really matter. We are not really using a system that is related to it. Instead, we are kind of trying to do our best to play every single move because we are sim trading. If we were trading with real money, I probably wouldn't be trading like this. Instead, I would be I would try to build a playbook of actual setups and be more selective. But right now, it's actually good to be super aggressive so we can maximize our learning. So it kind of feels like it's going to go down. I mean, it's kind of it's moving around this key level. And I have to admit, the widespread on this stack made me really uncomfortable yesterday. It's like, what, 10 cents? yeah, 10 cents. 10, 15 cents. So it's actually around a quarter on average. So, okay, so the plan is just maybe hold that this is a really important level, this 24. If it dips below it, we can sell. Yeah, the reason why in the future version I replaced it with a drop-down box, you can see how the profit how the profit how this text is cut off. So we need a bit more room on the toolbar. And also the chart is cut off. I should probably fix that as well. But who cares? It doesn't really matter. I'm not even looking at the chart. So now this is going to go up. Let me see this on the 26 level. And if this was qubit, I probably want to add on 25.5, but given how volatile this stock is, it's actually better to wait until it clears 26 to consider adding. And I'm going to really highlight how this area here between 25.75 and 26 developed. This is actually some kind of sorry, I apologize. I shouldn't ever say I should just say it clearly that this is a hold, but the holds in this stock are very distributed, so they kind of more like value areas than a straight up hold pattern, and that's going to matter for actually knowing when this stock tapped, when this opening dry move has finished. Okay, so it took out 26. Okay, let's try buying it here. No, actually no. Let's just buy it here right away. So I'm not sure whether you specifically want to buy here. Like, it would actually be a far stronger signal if it took out a larger order. But for the sake of sim trading, let's say we add. Actually, why am I up the 3? Oh crap! I didn't mean to add this much. Sorry about that. I probably forgot to cancel the other order. So okay, let's just add one here. Yeah, that's much better. So it's not going about 26, but it's I think it's since it took out the order and since there is still strong demand in the stock, it's fine to maybe hold this for a minute or two to see how it works out, as long as it's not going deeply against us. So the stop is basically at 25 now. And this is something that was very difficult for me to determine because the other book is very sparse in this stock, at least here during the open. So it's difficult to know what the important levels are. But it's clear, isn't it? It's 24, 25. So the right move would be to take small positions and use these as places to orient. So it is going to go about 26. What's going to be interesting is that it's going to make a one pull back to this value area above 25.85. It's going to build a lot of volume here. It's going to make a first push to something like here, make a second push above 26.5, which looked very promising. Then it's going to dip down back into the value area. Then it's going to make a third push, but it's not going to go far. It's going to go 26. It's going to go to 26.35. And then what's going to happen is that the tape is going to slow down. It's going to start grinding lower into this value area here. It's going to go to 25.85, 25.8, 25.7, 25.75, and then it's going to sell off hard. And this would actually be it's starting to ignore the value area and just kind of inching lower. That's actually a reason to sell. Okay, right now we can see it's kind of starting to come down, and it's building here 25.9. Yeah, there's a lot of volume being done here. 25.85, 25.9. And I actually didn't even notice that when we had a tick size of 2. Like, you can see that, okay, so this is a bit large, but it's not really a hold in the usual sense. The volume here is large, but it's not a hold in the usual sense. And that's confusing, isn't it? Um, let's increase it to like 10. So, and how will this look? So, yeah, maybe it's not really such a bad idea to look at it like this. In fact, yeah, bucketing it more broadly, we can see the value areas here. Now it's building another value area here around 25.9. It's much easier to see the hold right now, isn't it? 25.9, 26. Okay, so this is the first push. It broke up about 26. We dig down into this value area. It actually tested the lows. Mm. Mm. So yeah, the orders are starting to build here. It's going to break through. I even actually added on it during the first session, but it's not a good idea to do that because this stock is so volatile. So we actually want to add at random numbers. Yeah, now it's dipping back into the value area. It's much easier to see now. Yes, indeed it is. Like we can see how weak the volume is over here. The volume is really concentrated here. I honestly consider it a huge mistake that I made the tick size only 2, because qubit was a $12 stack, and it could be read just fine with a 1 cent tick size, but this is a $25 stack and requires a tick size of 10 just to get a sense of what's happening in it. Okay, so now it's kind of dipped down. And it is a bit concerning. Okay, it's going to make I think another push. I mean, it's not that I think, I know because I've seen the future. It's starting to make another push towards the highs. Yeah, here's the push. And at this point, I was actually feeling pretty bullish that it would make another leg up. But that's not going to happen. It's not even going to retest 26.5. I apologize for the noise outside. Yeah, but I don't want to close the balcony door. I want the air to come in. It's pretty. It's the summer is here and started to get hot. So yeah, I was during yesterday's session. I was kind of starting to feel bullish that it would make another up move. That didn't happen, and now it's kind of slowly inching down. I think we can see this 25.9 level as being really important. Now it's really grinding lower. So let's lower the tick size to 5 so you can see it a bit more. Yeah, it's actually harder to see the value area. It's gonna merge as yeah, it's gonna 25.9, 25.95, 26. But yeah, this is 25.9. This is actually the highest node on the histogram, and given how it's acting, this should be considered the true key level. So now it's kind of slowly grinding lower below the key level. I'm starting to push up. Yeah, over here. That's where we have to exit. It's starting to. It failed to go up to push up 3 times. The tape has slowed down, and it's starting to test. I mean, it's starting to go below the key level. So if I put in an order here, will it get filled? Oh, actually it did. Okay, so maybe we could have. You know, we could have put it here. Maybe we can even go short, like 100 shares. Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay, so I definitely should have put it at 25%. And as you can see, in this replay simulator, it's actually pretty hard to get filled on some of these moves. We got filled completely. And yeah, now it's obvious that this opening drive is stalling and it's starting to sell off. And it might even be justifiable to go short here. So, yeah, we got a really good entry. Maybe. Yeah, but there isn't much volume behind this move. That's what makes going short here so difficult. And in the worst case, we definitely want to exit the opening drive here, even if it's only for break even. Short here. It's going to go down even lower. This can be considered as a hold, definitely. I mean, it does look like a hold on the 10-cent chart, the 10-cent ladder. So what I'm going to do, we're going to use this 10-cent price ladder. I actually used the 5-cent price ladder yesterday, but a lot of the patterns that we'll see around 25 are going to be much easier to see on the 10-cent one. So right now it's filling. Really, I thought it would be like a 60K here. So it's kind of reloading here. Oh, okay. So we see a large order here. Oh, this is so fascinating. So this is a very important level. And if you look at the first session of FLNC, I was completely confused at what was going on here. I mean, over here it's obvious. It's a hold. It's being reloaded at 25.00. If you look at a smaller tick size, it's a bit more confusing actually, because the price isn't all at 25. Instead, there is like a little bit at 25.05. There's a bit at 25. But if you look at 2 cents, then it's kind of it's a complete mess. Like I can barely even. Okay, so there's a big order here. What's going on 25? Like, yeah, it's very confusing, but because 25 wasn't even an important level according to this. So I'm kind of confused. Why is the volume happening here? What's going on? But this is super clear, isn't it? Basically, we went to the previous value area. Now it's building. And it doesn't look like it will break below it, in fact. Yeah, I mean, looking at this 90 figure, I am kind of wondering about exactly am I not going short here? I mean, I think I did then. Whatever, I didn't. Let me just watch this. There are going to be some huge orders entering into this that I found very confusing previously. Like there will be a order for 160,000 shares here, and the market will just snap it up. And I found this confusing because, it's I guess it taking out large orders is supposed to be a bullish signal. Let's wait for it patiently, and then we are going to talk about it. Yeah, it's much easier to just watch like eight a small amount of these boxes than a large amount. So we have a large order here, and the market just went straight up to clear it. I found this, I found this very confusing because I thought the market was supposed to be bearish. It was kind of breaking below 25, and the intense speed of this tape threw me for a loop. I wasn't really reading it correctly, and I was saying that the whole time, that the tape was very confusing. I managed to read qubit, but that's because it was kind of nicely behaved. It had high liquidity, so even though it was volatile, it had low spread, a lot of orders on the order book, so I could find my way around. But over here, we have these random orders coming in and confusing things. So yeah, now a big order came in. It's kind of the market snapped it up, and now I'm confused. I started to think that maybe it will go up. But no, this is just a part of this hole. This not even a hole. It's a value area. You have to wait for it to clear this area and move into. Oh yeah. So this is very important. And this huge order comes in here. And the market just takes it out. Like, my original conception was that, we should be short below a key level and long above. And constantly over here, it's happening that the market will go below. It would take out some large order below, then some large order above. And this actually takes this out like nothing. So that's an indication that there is a large buyer here. But during after our session, I thought that this would be a good reason to buy here, but it's not really. Even though it will start to rally to around 25.5. And why this isn't really a good reason to buy is simply because where the order happened. If the order happened like 25.5 and the market rallied, okay, that would be a reason to buy. But having the order be taken out at 20.05, it's honestly not a big deal. If you look at the 2 cent, yeah, it's very close to 25.05. Yeah, and on a 2 cent ladder like this, it's actually very difficult to understand what's going on, isn't it? Like, there's not much volume anywhere here. Like, okay, there's a large order here, large order here. And there are these orders at weird places. The 25 level isn't even the largest anymore. So, yeah, it's kind of very confusing. When we increase the tick size, it starts to look more like a proper value area, doesn't it? If we increase it even more, then yeah, now it's quite clear what's going on. We can clearly see the gaps. So let's play it. It's going to rally here. I guess some traders will finally notice that there's been a huge print on the offer. They're going to try to push the market up. But really, we shouldn't be afraid, unless we shouldn't be afraid of low volume rallies. But if so this order got at 25.1 got taken out, and the market will rally. But unless a huge order gets taken out at 25.5 also, then it's fine. I think a short bias is justified. So it's rallying. It's rallying. I in the first session I was covering my losses because of that. I thought I was wrong. It's very confusing, and you understand why I thought I was wrong. I didn't really see the I didn't really see this kind of structure on the histogram. Instead, I was looking at this, and the market was moving insanely fast, which was very scary. So sometimes less is more. What I should be afraid of here is large orders above 25.5. So okay, it actually went above 25.5. The offer did. The bid will also go. And if it returned to 26, then yeah, I start. And if it returned to 26 and took out maybe this order, then yeah, that's an immediate exit at the market. But right now we have no real reason to be concerned. It only traded about 40 here. It's not that much. If it made maybe some large order at 50 and took it out, then yeah, that would be bad. But right now, it just returned to the value area. And this was only a single rally to 25. Maybe if it gave some indication that it wants to push again, like if we try pushing again to 25.5, failed, then pushed again to 25.5, I'd exited at that point, even if there isn't some large order, because obviously it doesn't want to go down. Who knows? Maybe even in that case, it would have been justified to hold. So right now it's building in this area, and it's kind of confusing whether it will go down or not. Maybe it will rally. And what's important is we can in fact apply the same strategy that we did in Qubit. We can wait until a large order gets cleared and then go short at a level below. And that kind of indicates selling demand. And we're going to see a large order being cleared at 24.6. Yeah, we shouldn't be afraid of these large transaction volume on 25.2. Like that shouldn't be scary by itself. We did it. Trade another 10. Yeah, a lot of energy got built around this area. This is when it's kind of consolidating like this, you can think of it as energy building, and it will have to release it in some direction. Now, as you see, it's going. Doesn't want to go up. Doesn't want to go down. We don't know. I think we could have it cleared over here. 20. It cleared. Let's go a bit. Let's go over it on a fight. 5 cent. Let's cover it on a 5 cent ladder, not the chart. Okay, we see the Q journal here. It clears it right away. So this is the place that I consider it justifiable to go short. Sorry, I must have recentered the ladder by accident. I didn't. No, we're going to short here. Okay, so let's go back to 10 ticks, to 10 cents. This is a beautiful trade. It never really puts us at risk, and we can move our stop to about 25, something like that. This is all with the benefit of hindsight, which is very easy. The only question is whether I will manage to create some kind of system that would allow me to do this in a forward direction. We're going to see once we finish this, and then once we, take a look at the, it's clearing larger orders at now it's cleared at now it's cleared 34,000 shares on the bid on at 24.6 roughly. And that's an indication that there is selling pressure, that the trend is down. Let's reduce tick size all the way to 1. And we're actually going to be using targets for this particular stack. It's hard to deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if you look at if you use a single one-set tick, it's basically impossible to make anything of this. It's so confusing. So let's fast forward a little. I'm just going to press the right arrow. And we got at this level. And now the question is whether it will go below this 24. And there aren't any large orders on the order book, unfortunately, like in Qubit, so we don't know. We simply don't know. Like if there was like 100,000 shares here and it took it out, that would be an immediate signal. It would be a signal to re-enter this position. But instead, we're just going to wait. I think at this point we need to wait for it to consolidate, or maybe there will be hidden orders building here, and it will kind of maybe it will transact 100,000 here, like it did in the previous value area here, and then break below it, and that could be our signal to go short. Right now it's just rallying. I guess people are taking profits. The ones who went short above 25. So I know with the benefit of hindsight, it's going to rally to 24.5 like this. Then it's going to go down back to 24. You could potentially think of uh, actually going short here. Then place another target at 24. Let me just lower the tick size. Let me place another target, 2401. For a retest. With the benefit of hindsight, we know that this will get hit. I'm not sure whether I want to make trades like this a part of my playbook. I definitely want to catch some of these bigger move to move trades, but it's a very wide value area. If it was focused on only a single row, it would be a lot easier to understand. When you have a value area like this, and you have a large order being taken outside of it, that's a signal to go with the trend. Originally, when it took out 26, that was also there wasn't actually a large value area here. Instead, it only got built as the market tried to go higher. So I guess, yeah, the lesson with these momentum trades is that you want to go short when the tape slows down and it starts dipping below the key support level at around, in this case, 25.9. And over here, I'm not even sure. Like, over here, I guess we just got to be patient and wait for a clear signal. It really pays to learn how to trade these opening drives. They're pretty ubiquitous in these momentum stocks. They happen very often. So learning to trade the opening drive and then the counter drive is super important. The chart is a bit squished. Yeah, there's something I should look into a bit later to make sure that the chart is always fully in view. Oh, so 27 is in fact fully in view always. It just is 0.5. Okay, sorry, let's focus on the price ladder. So right now it's not doing much, it's trading very low volume. Let me backtrack a bit. So it also tested the 24 level. And if you recall yesterday's session, I actually went short here. I thought it would it might break it. I went short here in anticipation, but why was this a bad trade? Because you can see there aren't that many orders on there. There aren't that many resting orders on the order book. So there simply isn't any fuel to fuel the down move. And why do we call it fuel? Like, okay, suppose you're a large trader and you want to enter the stock. Would you prefer that there be a lot of resting orders on the order book, or would you prefer that there be pretty much nothing? If you're a large trader who wants to take a large position, you want to buy as cheaply as possible. Isn't that right? It is. So you want a lot of liquidity in the order book. If you just started buying when the order book is very sparse, when there's no liquidity in the order book, then you just be pushing the price up against yourself. You'd be sending the wrong signal to the market. So it's important that the market consolidates, and as the market consolidates, we'll see liquidity start to build in the order book gradually, especially around this 25 level. And that will be the setup for the move up that we've seen in yesterday's session. Right now, the market is exhausted. There's nothing in the order book. There isn't anything on the 24 level. So if you're a large trader, you want to sell. I mean, what's the point of it over here? You need to wait for some big liquidity to come in. Maybe if there was like 100,000 shares, for all we know, maybe some large trader would have taken it out and there would be another down leg. But right now, there is simply nothing. There's nothing in the order book. There's nothing happening on the tape. You can see how weak the volume is. So we cannot trade. It was very confusing for me to figure out where to place the targets. I suppose we didn't place the target at 24.01 in anticipation. Maybe we could have watched it go up to 24.5 and then place the target like 24.1, something like that. Play the retrace. I mean, there's so many opportunities to go short again if you're a bit patient and miss the move. This is such a volatile stock. I mean, these are 1 minute bars and they're all 2% wide. The spread is very wide as well. As you can see, there's some buying pressure here, but there is no volume, so we don't need to do anything. If we watch the tape, we watch the order book. Suppose they started trading 100,000 shares. Okay, then we have to pay attention. Right now we're just waiting. And it's important where the prints happen. So it's been spending a while in this 24 area and in 24 and 24.5 area. And if a lot of liquidity appears on the 25 area and it starts getting taken out, that indicates buying demand. And we want to go along with it. If liquidity appeared somewhere in the middle, that would just be a whole pattern. It wouldn't be a signal to go either long or short. It would just be a signal to go long or short after it gets released. As you can see, what I'm doing in this session is creating a narrative. I'm creating a story. I'm trying to frame the market in a way that makes sense. That's what good tape readers do. I need to put in effort into this, and hopefully in the future I'll be able to actually interpret what's going on in real time instead of just doing it with the benefit of hindsight. Yeah, I absolutely made a mistake using a 2 cent ladder. It made the whole everything much more confusing. This value area was so diffuse. It was very difficult to tell anything. Even with a 5 cent tick chart, it's difficult. The spread is so wide. That's actually one of the reasons not to trade this stock. When it's much better to trade when the spread is narrow. It's much better to trade stocks with a narrow spread. You get much better risk reward. It's the stock is less erratic. This stock here is very erratic. It's easier to read. You have better risk to reward. You have better win rate. This stock has a lot of volatility, but it doesn't necessarily have good expected value. So right now we see that yeah, the spread has narrowed. So it's slowly grinding up into the previous value area. We know that this 25 level is super important. And 17, 21. The liquidity is starting to build. And even on this 24 level, it's starting to build as well. That's one of the benefits of the consolidation. The market has calmed down a bit, and more patient buyers have stepped in. And you can see it's also starting to build at the 26 level, 26.5 level, 27 level. A lot more liquidity is starting to go into the order book, and the spreads are narrowing as well. But this stock is actually very difficult to make surgical trades. You have to be very loose. You have to play moves from one value area to another. And we know what's going to be a good trade. What we're writing here is whether the 24 to get taken out or 25 to get taken out. If 25 gets taken out, that indicates strong demand. After yesterday's session, I was actually quite depressed at how it went. It definitely did affect me negatively from a mental standpoint. But when I replayed it and just increased the send size for the ladder, it ended up seeing it a bit more clearly. Ended up seeing some things that I didn't the first time around. I don't know. When increase the tick size, it kind of feels it essentially slows down the ladder. In effect, makes it a bit more digestible. Okay, so it finally took out the 25, and let's see whether we can actually try to buy somewhere in the middle. No, with the one cent tick, you can see how sparse the various orders are. I mean, the various levels are. It even took out the 10. So, okay, can we enter like here at the market? Okay, now we've entered. Later, it will actually end up going below 25. So now let's just roll with this. We know that 25 got taken out, 24, 25.10, 25.2. It's starting to trade some real volume. It's not huge volume, but maybe for this time of the day, it's decent. Where should the stop be? Probably 24.5, something like that. Now we have these. This is actually a very wide stop. In fact, the stop should be yeah 24.6, something like that. The 2 bar low, that's definitely it. Yeah, trying to play everything like a hold is difficult. You're constantly going in and out, trying to pick a direction. And we have to think where our target should be for this position. So probably when it goes, let's set a target right here. It's also possible to play this as separate scalps. Like we see this building at 25.5. We can kind of set a target at 25.49, then get back in when it breaks 25.5, and constantly play it like that. So right now we've set a target at 25.99. We could, if it breaks 26, we could just consider getting back in. In fact, we should. Not that I'm looking at it. Not that I'm looking at it. It's not that much volume. It's going up on pretty light volume, but that's fine. Really, we only require a lot of volume on the initial impulse. We can, and what goes here? Yeah, I actually didn't notice this before. Let me just backtrack just a little. Look at this 25 level. During the first session, when I use a 2 cent tick, I thought basically that the order book was empty, but that's not it. Not it. I simply wasn't taking a wide enough view to get a good sense of this stack. So we can see the orders being building here. Now we know where to put our stops. Like right now it's 25.6. If by some reason it reversed and clear this out on the bid, okay, that's very easy get out. We don't need to think about hard. We don't need to think hard about where to place the stop. In the future, we're going to be. I mean, we cannot really help that we made some misreads, but in the future, we definitely must not make a mistake in what we set the tick size to for the price ladder. Unless we do it properly, it's going to make things very confusing. Setting the tick size properly is the answer to a lot of our training issues. Okay, so so it's building here, like basically there is no volume on this entire up move, and that's fine. It doesn't require a lot of volume on every single level. What is required is a lot of volume on the initial impulse. So this is a pretty important level 26. You can see based on the resting orders. Another really important level is 27. The market approaches 26. It's starting to build. Now it's testing it. With the benefit of hindsight, I know that it's going to break above it. Our order already got filled. Wow, we're actually up quite a bit on the day. We were down like $800 during the first time we tried it. Oh, we cleared it out. Great. Now we have a buy signal. Let's lower the tick size. We want to buy right away. Let's start putting an order. And this is one of the issues with this fucking Right. Device simulator. I'm going to change the way the behavior. I'm going to change the way the fields work so that if there are trades on the ask, that it feels the order as well. Right now, it's. I guess we'll put the order maybe a bit higher. Try to get a fill somehow. Come on, feel it, feel it. Oh my god. Okay, as you can see, I would be completely justified in placing an order here. It didn't feel at all. Let me just look at the. They may be placing my trades on ARC instead of NASDAQ. No idea. There are so many buys. Aren't there any sells at all? Let's try this again. But I'm completely justified in expecting that I could get to feel the, at the 26.07 area as soon as it breaks out. If I used something like if I used an aggressive limit order, because there is liquidity on the order book to justify that. This is a breakout trade. It clearly broke above 26. I notice how much better this is than trading just random chart patterns. If you're just trading chart patterns, you're drawing lines, and you have no idea whether those lines are even important. But you on the price ladder, you see this large order on the other book. You see the large order on the other book, and that gives you some indication how important the level is. And if you trade around those levels, you can be profitable. At least that's what I hope. I mean, tape reading sounds complicated, but it's not really. It's really not. The reason why I messed up yesterday is because I didn't have a good plan. I completely misread the volatility, and I misread the various signals. I got tilted because of that. I got really perplexed. Right now it's breaking about 26. And with the benefit of hindsight, we know that it won't really go about 26.5. It will start reversing here. So let's reflect on what I've done. I've sold the stock at 25.99 and I'm buying back at 26.07. So on one hand, we're kind of, you can consider it as paying 8 cents to see some confirmation from the market. What do I want to do here? I mean, it feels very cheap to just set a limit on 26.49 and instead, okay, how about we set a limit with which one get hit at like over here. Just want to try to figure out how I would handle a stock like this in the future. The momentum will die out a bit here. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot. It actually starts to build around this area. Now you're seeing some more significant volume. I mean, it's even though it's not really significant, but if we start to see well, some of these columns be 50K, that's some sign of absorption. But absorption by itself isn't really a bad thing. If there is demand, then that's good. What do we want to see the very most here? We want to see as the stock moves up, we want to see the volume actually pick up. The, that's a that increases our expected value of the trade massively, and this isn't something that we've seen during this move. So that's one warning sign. To maybe no, not really size up. To keep the sizes small, like I have now. 37. That's some volume being built here. It's kind of it's building a value area. And if we use that X size of 2, this would be very confusing. Oh wow! And so it cleared it cleared the 26.5. So we can imagine that it might go all the way to 27. That won't necessarily be the case. Yeah, so it's so much easier to read now. So it's a good question. Where exactly do we want to put a stop? We want to put a stop at a place where we can be sure that we are wrong. So it's not just. It shouldn't be just. We shouldn't just be considering price when we put a stop. We should be considering volume, Patricoa price, and also time. So, for example, if it cleared, it's been in this area for a while. If it starts trading 30K here, 40K, 50K below 26, then yeah, we have to exit. It only made a single push towards 27, so let's not get scared just yet. This stack can have these counter trade rallies, these brief counter trade rallies. So we see resting orders being built at 26.5. If we took them out again, that would be a pretty good sign. and it in fact will take it out. And unfortunately, this will turn into a failed breakout. But a failed breakout is also a tradable pattern. So we're going to try to trade it this time around. And it's going to be easy, mostly because we know what happens in the future. Yeah, this is a pretty fun game to play, isn't it? When you have some realistic chance of actually figuring out how trading should be done, it makes it much more immersive. Yeah, it's really a pity that I cannot post TapeSim anywhere on Reddit. What I'm thinking is starting my own study group. I should do this at least for a month, so I'm not completely incompetent. But then I'm going to maybe start writing posts on the Reddit asking if other people will be willing to maybe join the study group and a trading fund eventually. So it's one link here, it's one link here. Yeah, let's not worry too much about this. What we should be worried is if we have something like 40k at 25.8, like a big order on the bid. Oh wow! Take a look at the size on 26. So suppose this got taken out. Okay, if this got taken out, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing by itself. Why? Well, because for the same reason why that big order getting taken out in this area here wasn't a bad thing. It's still at it's at 26. It's not like it was a signal a huge need that the huge seller is here and wants to go lower. It was just the signal that a huge seller is here, but we also know that a huge buyer is here. So it doesn't necessarily mean the momentum has changed. So there was a big order here, and it got removed. And I think what's happening is that the buyer will start to enter at the market. So we should see some bits being taken out. Like we put in a big order here to test the market, to see whether the market would maybe take it out. Because we did see that happen very often, like in this area here. A big order will come in, it will get snapped up. And it was on the bid for like a couple of seconds, for a few seconds, then it got removed, and the buyer will change from being passive to active. Okay, so this big order being here and getting taken out wouldn't necessarily be a reason to exit. But if it was something like 25.8 or 25.7, 25.6, yeah, then that would make me exit. Yeah, it's necessary to factor in the momentum because when the tick size was 2, pretty much it kind of makes the levels a lot more diffuse, and it's hard to really understand what's going on. And I cannot even imagine how the S&P traders are keeping track of what's happening on the different levels on this on the tape directly. I mean, the intervals are so fragmented, they're so fast, and also over here, you don't even on the L2 box, you don't have a consistent frame of reference. They're constantly moving around, and you also have these minor useless orders, which are completely unimportant. It's just a lot of noise. Traders, mm, we must choose our tools properly. So it broke below 26, but we shouldn't panic based on that. I could have been going, I could have been treating everything as a hold. I could have going short below, going long above, and I've been just been churning my account. I need to set wider stops, be a bit more courageous. So yeah, on the chart it actually resulted in a spike, but now it's back. Now it's back up, and it's going to go about 26.5 based on future knowledge. Wait, I didn't say this. Oh, yeah, this came out of nowhere. Okay, so this is an important signal. It's some indication that the buyers are starting to step in. They're buying at higher prices. They couldn't. The reason why they're buying at 26.3 is because they couldn't. Is because they cannot buy any lower. And now what we are thinking is whether it will break 26.5. If it does, we have to enter. We want to buy because it's become a more important level. It's been tested once. Now testing it. It broke. Now let's go to the one chart. We're going to try to buy over here. Yeah, it triggered. I see that we have 200 shares in our position. Yeah, we also have resting orders. Let's just maybe let's target. We went about 26.5, and this is above a very important level now, and we want to see it start to pick up here. The most ideal thing is if it would take out this resting order, then we'd really maybe double our position. That's not going to happen. It's we know that from yesterday's session that it's going to turn into a failed breakout. I'm not even sure whether it will take out my resting order. Were we using these resting orders? We know that the volume has been pretty weak during this entire uptrend, so at that point we have to plan for failure. If the volume was very strong, I'd consider holding long. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating when this happens. It came close to our order, but it didn't trigger it. We're actually going to break even on this trade. We can see on the charts, even on the charts, we have a sense of momentum. It's going to, yeah, it's going to be pretty anemic. It's going to inch lower. Yeah, not exactly what you want to see in a successful breakout. I mean, it's pretty lethargic. Well, once we see this, I think we can kind of exit this position. Well, let's see, where do we exit? Maybe right here. Let's go here to our bird's eye view. And we'll watch this build. Now it's actually below an important level. So is this maybe even a short here? That would be a good question to ponder. I mean, it's definitely not a long here. So there's no demand about 26.5. Okay, let's go short. Let's go short. And if it went maybe back up, then clear 27, then that will be fine. Then we want to reverse, and maybe even go in a lot stronger. Right now, so we want to maybe play it for 2601. That's what I did the last time. But we will try to hold the trade for longer to see what happens. Maybe we'll have some different conclusions this time around. Take a look at it. It actually completely went below the breakout bar. So that's a breakout failure of a failed breakout pattern. The tick size is small. It's very scary to watch it go up and down constantly. But over here, like this, it doesn't feel like much is happening at all. So okay, so it's starting to build in this area. I mean, we don't necessarily have to wait until it clears 27. Suppose we have a large order on the ask, like 26.7, 26.6. Yeah, that would indicate that a big buyer is in. But a volume being transacted or here, that doesn't necessarily matter that much. And what's going to happen is that a hold will start to develop here. And this is something that I absolutely didn't notice yesterday. I completely missed it. I only noticed that when I did a replay after hours. So maybe when 26 gets taken out, we can consider adding more. And it will get taken out. You know that because we've seen it happen yesterday. Oops, sorry, but I accidentally pressed my elbow on the touchpad. There's a huge order here, huge order. I mean, it's not that huge order, but it is a large order, reasonably large order. It got taken out. And that's a bearish sign because, yeah, okay. So because we see that the volume is starting to, because we see that the sellers have to keep taking out lower and lower prices. So this. And just as I do that, a huge buy order comes in here. And yesterday I was quite scared of that. It shouldn't be scared. Yeah, it gets taken out right away. And that's actually that actually improves our expected value on the trade. So now the sellers have to sell at 26 in large volume. And around here, a hold will start to develop, I think. So because our expected value improved, I think we should actually go short a bit more. Let's short like here. If we're just looking at the price ladder like this, now this is what I was looking at yesterday. I cannot see the big order here, big order here, and it's not going down right away, and it's very confusing. But if to anybody who was long here, then seeing these seeing large volume being done here should be a huge warning sign. Because we're going with the market, we don't have to worry about that so much. But now that the large volume has started to transact here, we have to reconsider where our stop should be. Like, if you start seeing some large volume being done at 26.4, 26.5, yes, we have to close this trade out. So the pool is starting to develop at this area. It's starting to build around 26, which isn't really that surprising. This was a pretty important area at many other times. And it is a lot easier when you do this with the benefit of hindsight. Suppose we are doing this the first time around, it wouldn't really be obvious like what the direction should be. So there is a big order here, will get taken out. Big order here, the market inches up. It will, if it does that, it will kind of encourage the buyers here to start to chase. In fact, I myself would have to be very cautious here. Okay, so take a look at the chart. It kind of gives us a sense of the time. So it's there's one bar here now, one bar here, one bar here. So that's 2 minutes. If we kind of go for like 2 more minutes without it going down, then yeah, we have to get out of the trade. We have to use both time and volume and price to make the decision. But no, it actually didn't get taken out in a second. So there is a sweep down, and the buyers were there, aren't there anymore. So do you want to add more? No, because this is just a confirmation that the position that we took earlier started working. Like there is no, the price, it's just price going down. We don't have any, we not, it's not like we have some large volume being done here to indicate that the buyers are stepping, that the sellers are stepping, the sellers are starting to go aggressively lower. We should just keep the position. And in fact, let's set the price target to 25.01. The problem with the keyboard that I have, it has multiple layers, but the layer key of all keys doesn't work properly. It sometimes skips changing the layers. So it's kind of so that's why you sometimes see me write the F letter in my notes. That's me just testing which layer I'm on. And I actually don't think this will go all the way to 25. Actually, no. It will. What it won't do is go all the way to 24 very easily. Now it's just grinding lower. It's grinding lower, and it's pretty nice. It was kind of, it was the same kind of trade like this we did over here. Like we got a sales signal, we just grinded lower for a while, then hit our target. We see by here, that's kind of, I mean, it's not a huge order. Oh, okay, now it's big, and that's an indication that the sellers are stepping lower compared to 2 minutes ago. Let me just pause here. Yeah, you may think that this is bullish, and it's kind of trying to lift the offer, but there's actually a little difference between from a trading standpoint, between buying at the ask, or between a buyer, between a seller putting in an ask and getting filled, or just hitting the bid directly. It's a very similar operation. What matters is that it's not at 26 but at 25.7. So that's confirmation that the volume is starting to build lower. We want to see that. We also want to give it time. We're doing these scalp trades in on the 1 and 2 minute charts. I mean on the 1 minute chart. We're kind of using the 2 and 3 minutes to measure our swings. It's pretty nice. And it would have been great if I could have traded like this the first time around. My problem is that I don't really have a plan. I don't. not yet. The plan is something. I mean, it's not something that you write down on a piece of paper. It's something that you have to feel. If you're playing some kind of video game, you don't write out the rules explicitly. You just play it to get a sense for it first, and then maybe once you have everything down, then you write down the rules. But even so, the rules themselves don't really matter much without the necessary intuition to use them. That's why there's a lot of trading education out there, but it's completely nonsensical without having a trading foundation. It's not that those gurus are necessarily lying, but even the courses like Lance's or Nirav's or Axia Futures don't necessarily mean that much. It's more important to get this experience of watching the tape. It's actually pretty sad that nobody's doing this. I mean, that nobody's doing the videos like these. We should probably look at I mean, maybe somebody's doing it, but I'm just mindlessly consuming pop training content. Yeah, it looks like it might go up. You can see it turning on this chart here, but there isn't that much volume. It's pretty scary though. Oh yeah. I think I kind of messed up. The reason why I messed up, yeah, the last time I put a order at 25.51 and it got filled, but this time around I put it lower instead, so we had to wait. I think right now what I'm doing is violating one of Lance's rules. Is that I shouldn't be shorting above VWAP. I should only be going long above VWAP and going short below it. But it's fine. We're doing this to get experience. Okay, so if we start seeing large orders about 26, then we should exit. But otherwise, we should just stick to our position. That is taking this long to move on. It is a signal, and the breakpoint signal is that the market is starting to get exhausted. Like the volume is going way down. It's already an hour has passed, so it's not going to hit our target. But basically, this volume here is nothing. There isn't anything interesting happening. The consolidation here was interesting. It's not already being done. The market did put a lot of heat on us during this trade, but we resisted. I mean, it won't always turn out well, as it did. It's going to hit. I mean, I know that later in the day it goes down to 24. I'm not exactly sure whether it will, like, pretty much inch away. From even testing 25. Who knows, it might happen. Now let's take a look at the lower. Let's take a look at the price ladder. So yeah, okay, so this big resting order is exactly at 25.01. I'll just have patience. Yeah, I'm tempted to just cover here and move on to the next stack instead of trying to wait this for this 5 cent move. Okay, let's speed it up by 5x. It broke below 25. Yeah, and we're out. I mean, is there really a point on in going short here? I'm not sure. Like, it's past the. We're going from the morning hours into the midday. The volatility will die. So it's kind of wasting. Let's just play it forward to see how the market acts. Okay, so it doesn't make do something. It kind of goes up about 25. Oh yeah, I cannot remember now. It's kind of testing going about 25. We go short below that level like here, and then we probably cover at and over here. Because why would it cover here? Because it's been like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. The trade hasn't moved in our favor at all. So simply for that reason, we can cut it loose. And that's FLNC. Yeah, I forgot to actually see what the profit and loss was, but probably was something like $10,000 for following that particular plan on that particular day. It kind of depends on the position size. And the next stuff we're going to go through is DDOG. See you in the next session. Again, we are continuing straight from before. I updated the TapeSim version. In fact, it has an auto updater, so it just updated itself. Now we'll go through DDOG. I have no idea how DDOG acted during the day, so it should be should give us a more realistic picture. Okay, so this is a $200 stack, so we probably don't want 1 cent tick. Let's make it like 25. So the pre-market range is pretty wide actually. Like, we cannot even see it all on the base ladder. So oh yeah, it's got a lot of volume. So what should I plan B? Probably to go short, to go long above 190. Let's see in trading view what the catalyst was. Yeah. I think this was this 7th of May. Is that right? Yeah, it's 7th of May. Is this big breakout? Wow. Meaningful breakouts work like this past their earnings. I would have become a swing trader instead of trying to figure out scalping. But as you've seen so far, scalping is quite different from swing trading. Like you have so much more information on the price ladder compared to over here. Like on the daily time frames, you can only really set a stop and move it up. But intraday, you have much more intricate patterns. So okay, this. I mean, yeah. So it wicked up and down. So I guess we'll see a lot of action. Okay, we shouldn't be checking out the low and the high. Let's just check out. Yeah. I'm also check the longer chart. Oh, nice. It's kind of. It doesn't actually have that much overhead resistance. It had an earnings beat last time, and now it's showing it again. So there is a possibility that it might see that. Yeah, I know. I don't really understand. Yeah, I mean the S&P traders they kind of put these longer term resistance lines on the chart, but I don't really understand how to actually factor that into my plan properly. It's not a so okay, so it's not a breaking out a brand new high. We can kind of imagine that the traders which bought into this breakout will want to exit over here. So I guess that's one point of resistance. This okay, let's just remove the SP for a bit. Okay, so one very important level is 200. So that's actually the 52-week high. And if it breaks that, that could be a huge thing. But okay, so we know it didn't. Um, If not to expect GPU systems. So which one do you want? 31 year over year. Customers. AI to build the Datadog platform. GPU monitoring. AI engineering. Datadog experiments. AI. So kind of AI. Oh, okay, whatever. So it's an earnings bit. That's what we need to know. It had 50% volume pre-market, so it's not that bad. The marketing is good, and that's all we need to know. And yeah, as for the big picture, let's take a look at the big picture. Yeah, it's the market was earning during this time. It was kind of flat on the day, but it doesn't matter for us. Okay, we're done. We were done with our analysis. We have our 190 level. And why do the S&P traders actually consider these levels? It helps them anticipate where to go long and short. If we start seeing big orders being taken out here. Okay, so this thing here, it's just the opening print at 188.5. I want to see some big orders getting taken out here. In fact, maybe we should use a 5 cent, a 50-cent spread. Yeah. Let's use a 50-cent spread. It's gonna make it easier to detect the whole. Okay, so it's above 190. The row is is this a lot of volume or not? I'm simply not sure. Like, this is actually the amount of volume we had in FLNC, except this stock is 8 times more expensive. So I guess this is quite a bit of volume. The only thing is, I'm not sure whether this is abnormal volume or not. 85. Okay, so this. Okay, so this kind of gives us an indication what is a lot of volume and what isn't. What volume got accumulated here. Wow, some of these pre-market trades are pretty smooth. Breakout. Okay, let's make the other size a bit smaller. Okay, so this is a good place to think about. Do we want to interpret it being above the opening print as being bullish. Let's take one lot here. We'll see what happens. So there's definitely demand above. Let's see whether it actually goes down to 190. If we miss this trade, we're just going to try the counter drive. We might smell it here. It's not hurting anybody. Maybe, yeah, okay, let's try buying here. Well, so far this stock is pretty well behaved. Okay, let's think, 50-cent spread, that's like 2%. Yeah, maybe it is a bit too wide. Let's put it at least 1% spread. Let's buy it here. Let's buy it here. We'll have our stop at 190. And we know that it never exceeded 200, so you have to pay attention to the top, whether it's stopping. Very important level. Okay, let's put an exit here. No. Sorry, I meant to put it here. Yeah, it's a pretty widespread. Oh, it's really just turn around here. Yeah, we saw some, so I have a sense of what the sizes are right now. It's been 3 minutes. The open has quieted down a bit. Now, if you see large cells being done here, let's say 10K, 5K. Yeah, if you say, let's say, if we say like 10K being done here without, Oh wait, we are in fact seeing this being done here. I'm not really happy to say this. Let's exit. It's going up. Oh yeah, let's not forget to remove this. So the one is down here. Okay, so we have this kind of pattern. What I'd like to see is maybe large volume being done and above 197 or below 190. I mean, maybe even 192, 193 would be fine. Okay, so this is something. Let me try to enter right here. Will our stop will be maybe at 197. If we start seeing 109. Okay, so let's do it like this. We'll put in a price tab at 197. Like if the price just goes there, then we're definitely wrong. But if we even if it kind of returns to the previous value area, starts doing a lot of volume here, then we're probably wrong. Otherwise, we're just going to wait. Okay, good. It's kind of doing more volume here. Yeah, it's doing more volume near the bottom of the bar. Yeah, this is good. This is good for our position. And as for our price target, I don't know. This maybe the open. I mean, but the open isn't really a value area. Do you want to? No, this is way too far. Yeah, it's actually here. Or maybe yeah, 188. Okay, let's not get greedy. Let's just target the open. I don't have any better ideas where to put the target. Yeah, you know what? Since we're doing this live, I won't really try to constantly add it to my position. We'll use this as a target, then we're going to wait for a hold. And in fact, I guess this could be qualified as a hold. It's gonna, you can see it's really building here. It's really building. Let me remove this order because it built so much here. Actually, we want to sell more here. And the target, yeah, here. And we sell more here. Now, where is the stop? I mean, something like a pure price stop could be 93. But otherwise, if you start seeing a large volume being done above current 91, then that's also a reason to exit. We're probably going to have to endure some heat in this trade. Here, I mean, as long as it's building lower and lower, that's fine. That's what we want to see. We want to see a large volume being done below our price, not above it. But if it kind of just runs against us on low volume, that's fine. We can hold through that. Yeah, it's building a lot of volume here. I think I'm going to add if I see more volume, something like a large order being close that here. Mm, what is it? Let's add more. Why not? Okay, who cares about doing this perfect? Let's just do it normal. Let's make one good trade, and then we'll make one good trade after that. I kind of want to add more here. What we don't want to see is large volume being traded in the 190 range. It's probably going to test our conviction. As you can see, it's kind of going up. It's going up on very low volume. What we don't want to see is 20K here. Yeah, now it's moving against us. Yeah, okay, this is a bit worrying. Okay, what's happening is exactly what we didn't want to see. So, okay, do we want maybe 40K? Okay, let's make it 191. I don't get the sense it's probably going to stop us out. 191. Yeah, we have to get out. Okay, I guess maybe we should have exited as soon as we saw that wheel here. So what do we want? So what do we want to do? Excuse me for a moment. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have added. I should have gotten. I should have gotten out at 190. So since the buyers are stepping in, okay, let's try 20 shares. Sorry about that. Let's cancel the other order. We need to focus on. Okay, I need. Let's think. We enter this trade. So where is our stop? Like 188. Let's see if this gets taken out. Then am I wrong? Yeah, what we don't want to see is like 20,000 shares traded at 188. And hopefully this time I'll actually honor my stop instead of trying to give the trade a bit more time. Let's exit. It's trading for quite a while below my buy level. Okay, so this was a disaster. Okay, we'll just let it be for a while. Great, now I'm pissed again. I mean, this really was more severe than I thought it would be. Like, I'm guessing a bunch of people got snapped out like I did. Yeah, as soon as I started seeing volume build here, let's just wait right now. What we're going to do is try to do that reversal trade again that we saw in um, FLNC. Maybe it will turn around, break a resistance level, and give us an easier trade. Right now, yeah, we don't want to sell this. If we were short, we want to be calling here on this large candle. Okay, we'll just kick back for a while. Okay, so there's a huge order here. 195, 186 important world. I don't really know. What was the right thing to do here? Would it have been the right thing to do to just wait for a while? Oh wait, didn't we miss the rally? I don't know. I don't feel like buying here. Instead, let's wait for it to build a little. Like, it's probably going to bounce off this, go back. It gives me off. I saw it exactly at this spike. You know, yeah, I kind of get a sense. I should be exiting 190. Then I exited on the spike. Then I didn't get back in. It really did go back here. Okay, let's run it up until it tries going up about 186 again. Oh wow, I didn't think it would go below 182. Okay, let's try taking that short trade. And what our stop is about this value area. Yeah, I think yeah, my stops are simply too tight. We saw this turn here. It ended up going up, and I didn't really hold it enough. I should have maybe waited for it to clear the VWAP clearly. So okay, so we know that this trade is going to fail because I think it finishes even on the day. So it has to close around 190, something like that. As soon as yeah, as soon as I messed up on this trade, it kind of ruined my whole momentum for the day. Did did these two entries good, but the exits were wrong. Now it's going up. Yeah, I don't think. Okay, this time let's wait a few minutes. Yeah, no, it's really down. It was a shakeout. Wait, I meant to buy. So it's a shakeout. It went up a lot it went up a lot further than I thought it would. So let's also remove that order. Let's speed it up. Let's see if it will go above 186. No, actually, even 185 might be good now. If it can clear that. Yeah, I mean, it building here is a good sign. Oh wow, this stock has such wide spreads. This is like a 4% spread. No, wait, no, it's not a 4% spread. What am I saying? Like 1% of 184 is 1.18. Oh, so this is actually 0.4% spread. Yeah, it's not yeah, I went off by an order of magnitude. Okay, so let's slow down so we can watch this more carefully. There's a nice bear order here. As soon as a bit crosses, maybe there's a hunt order here, not necessarily an iceberg order. Okay, as soon as it breaks 185, we're going to try to bet a bit bigger and try to get back even for the day. Okay, let's speed it up. Yeah, the bits cannot go about. Oh, finally. So now we have to buy. We want to buy the market. I want to buy let's say how much do I want to buy? Do I want I want 2 lots or maybe 3 lots? think I went in too aggressively, but it's fine. As long as I handle this trade fine, everything should be fine. So okay, let's put target here. Another target could be near Viva, which is 188. It's 188.5, I think. Okay, now let's not fuck it up again. We're going to hold this for a bit until it hits our target or our stop. We don't want to get shaken out like this again. But it's amazing how often counter these opening counter drives happen. And after this session is done, we're going to replay it and try to play it better with the benefit of hindsight. Let's try it and let's just let it play out. Unless something drastic happens, we should either unless some kind of drastic hole develops, like we get like 100,000 shares at a particular row, then we should just let it run. This is the type of trade to just grind up. We have to be patient. We should, yeah, something. It should take like 15 minutes. Going short here is something that I should have considered. That should have done, but I was kind of reeling from the failed trade. The two failed trades. Yeah, let's be patient. Let's not exit just on this. We also know that the turns in this stack take like a few minutes. So it kind of went up for a bit, then we have a pullback. Let's wait for a few minutes. Then there we are. Yeah, let me pause here. This isn't necessarily a failed breakout. A failed breakout would be we have a down candle here, then down candle here. This actually went up for a bit and it built strength. So now it's kind of having a pullback, unfortunately below a buying price. The low of this candle is 184.8. 185 would be good as a price stop. Okay, the important thing is if it kind of sprays again that I don't exit. Just give it like half a minute. There we go. It's finally turning up. Yeah, I gotten way too confident when I made this trade here. Also, I probably should have bought them right ahead at 190 instead of 195. I'm going to, after this session is over, I'm going to put some work into to fix how the entries work for the TapeSim because it can be difficult to enter on breakouts right when you want it. This rally here was just some profit taking. This thing, what we're doing now is just waiting for it to go up. Yeah, this trade here, the trade buying a pullback, that was way too aggressive. If I wanted to really buy up, I should have waited for some volume to be done above 192. But it was just compounding the error. I exited on a spray, and then that made me bullish erroneously. Then I bought but the deep and it depends. Okay. And at this point, it's been consolidating here for a while. If we get a lot of if we get some significant volume above 188, I'll actually consider adding. Maybe I should be just playing this range, buy at 186, sell at 188. I shouldn't have shorted here. And the reason why is because, these positive earnings breakout don't necessarily just go down on the day non-stop. It generally mistake to short into new lows on earnings. Maybe if we shorted below 188. I mean, maybe if we shorted below 180 on significant volume, maybe something would come from that. Yeah, what we could do is maybe, yeah, exit here if it hits, and then get back in if it clears. Okay. So now something interesting is happening. Yeah, I did say this trade should work out in like 15 minutes, and it's been quite a while. Now it's even to break below. Pay attention a bit more carefully now. The volume is dead. Yeah, let's get out. We're done with this stock. Let's play it forward to see what will happen. Will it turn around? It's turning around. Oh, it's. I mean, whatever. Let's see. I mean, it didn't really go down on particularly significant volume. Okay, if we zoom forward, let's make it 300. It's kind of easier to do it that way than. So I think this is the after hours. I mean, it has to be. Right. So from 9:30 to 16. So this isn't the after hours. Were there these huge spikes? Yeah. So this is what happened. Wish we could get yeah, a proper breakout at some point. Yeah, you know what? If had this reclaimed the VWAP, this would have been fashionably late gap trade. Since it didn't, we just lost money. Okay, let's try it from the start. Oops, not that much. Okay, let's do one. So a lot of volume on the open. Okay, as soon as it clears 90, let's just get in. You know, not 2 clicks, but a single click. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Single click. Let me just wait. Let's make it 50 cents. Maybe that will make it less scary. I have to admit, one thing that I thought I would see a lot more is that the volume would come in into the close, but so far that hasn't really been happening on any of the stocks that I've looked at. Okay, we'll try buying again if it clears 185. I mean, it will clear. You know what? Let's stop here for the morning. It's not a good idea to just do the replay right away. Instead, we should be doing the replay when we had the when we had when we were given time for the first session to settle. So let's pause here and we'll return in a couple of hours.